Okay, so illustration number 17 is what we are going to do today, and it's an important sum. Now, Nupur Limited issued 5 lakh equity shares of 10 each at a premium of 100%. Underline this, 100%. सो 10 रुपीज का शेयर है और उसके ऊपर 100% प्रीमियम है, यानी प्रीमियम इज ऑफ ₹10. Amount called up per share is as under: share application 5, on allotment 2 plus premium 10, and on first and final call 3. Application were received 2.5 times, out of which 2/5 share application were rejected and pro rata allotment was made to the remaining application. Excess application money were credited to allotment money, and still if any surplus then credited to share calls. So it's an important statement कि एक्सेस एप्लीकेशन मनी तो हम रिफंड कर ही देंगे, पर इसके अलावा भी अगर कुछ एक्सेस एप्लीकेशन मनी हम क्रेडिट कर ही देंगे अलॉटमेंट में, पर मान लो अलॉटमेंट भी कवर हो गया और उसके ऊपर भी कुछ कंपनी के पास रह जाता है, so that will be adjusted in share calls. So we will see as and when the time comes. Now let's do this working first. So here it is application, allotment and first and final call. So application is ₹5, allotment is ₹2, premium is ₹10, first and final call is 3. ₹10, premium ₹10, total 20. Application shares. Now we received 2.5 times. So we wanted to issue 5 lakh equity share and we received application 2.5 times. So 5 lakh into 2.5. So it comes to 12,50,000 shares, but we can issue maximum 5 lakh shares. So refund shares and amount adjusted is total 7,50,000 shares. Now what happens? Let me do this working over here itself. Now rejected shares are, out of which 2/5 of the shares were rejected. So 12,50,000 into 2 divided by 5. So 50,000 shares. Just a minute. 12,50,000. So 5 lakh shares were rejected. Now what happens to remaining? So out of 12,50,000, 5 lakh shares were rejected. So remaining allotted pro rata. Remaining shares were allotted pro rata. So that comes to 12,50,000 minus rejected shares minus 5 lakh. So this 7,50,000 shares were allotted pro rata. So ये 7,50,000 shares है, उसके सामने issued shares है हमारे 5 lakh. तो 7,50,000 के सामने 5 lakh shares will be issued. तो इसका रेशियो क्या आता है? इसका रेशियो आता है 3:2. So 3:2 का रेशियो, यानी for every 3 shares applied, 2 shares will be allotted. So over here 7,50,000 जो हमारे शेयर्स है, उस जो शेयर होल्डर्स है उसमें से हम उनको 5 लाख शेयर्स देंगे, 5 लाख शेयर्स देंगे. See, total 12,50,000 shares are what we have received, the company has received. Out of that, we can issue only 5 lakh shares. So 7,50,000 shares are the ones which will be either rejected or given pro rata allotment. Now, what are the rejected shares? I'll write over here in bracket. Rejected shares are out of 12 lakh 50,000 shares. Rejected were 2 by 5. 2/5 were rejected. So over here, rejected shares to 12 lakh 50,000 into 2 divided by 5. So 5 lakh, so out of 12 lakh 50, 5 lakh were outrightly rejected and money was refunded. So what about remaining? So out of 12 lakh 50,000, 5 lakh shares were refunded. So for remaining 7 lakh 50,000 shares, pro rata allotment was made and towards issued shares of 5 lakh. So now what is the ratio? The ratio is 3 is to 2. How? 25 threes are and 20, 25 twos are. So or 2 lakh 50 into 3 and 2 lakh 50 into 2. So the ratio is 3 is to 2. So for every 3 shares held or 3 shares applied, 2 shares will be allotted. So please do this working. And remember this is important. Now, let's go to working note number 1. Amount received on application. So 12 lakh 50,000 shares into rupees. On application, we received 5. So 62 lakh 50,000. This is the amount what we received on application. Less rejected shares. Now we have already done the working. Rejected is 12 lakh 50,000 shares into 2 divided by 5 into rupees 5. So 25 lakhs. So 25 lakhs we have to refund. Now let's what we can do is we will do a modification in the working. Less amount received towards share application. That is what I will do on issued shares. So that will come to issued is how much? 5 lakh into 5 lakh shares into rupees 5 per share. That comes to 25 lakhs. So I have modified a working a bit as compared to what we did in the previous lecture so that you can use any of the method what you are comfortable. So now what amount is still lying with us to be adjusted amount to be adjusted in allotment. So which is 62 lakh 50,000 minus 25 lakh rejected minus 25 lakh is towards the issued shares. So 12 lakh 50,000 is the amount what we have received in advance, which is to be adjusted in allotment. Or what you can do is you can do pro rata allotment over here and 12 lakh 50 will come over here and 25 lakh will be the amount received towards share application. Yesterday's or previous lectures working was this way. We did pro rata adjustment like this and then we came to share application towards issued capital. But today I'm just changing the working for you and here I'm doing amount received towards share application. So you don't have to go for that pro rata working or anything. Directly you can get this amount. Now working note 2. Amount due on allotment. Now amount due on allotment 5 lakh shares into 12 per share. So 60 lakhs less already received with application 12 lakh 50,000. So amount received on allotment. 47 lakh 50,000. Please do the working. Now let's go to the entries. Bank account 12 lakh 50,000 shares into rupees 5 per share. ₹62 lakh 50,000 to equity share application account. ₹62 lakh 50,000. Second, equity share application account debit. Two, equity share capital account. Capital always with the face value. ₹25 lakhs. To bank account. Rejected. Again 5 lakh shares into rupees 5 per share. And to equity share allotment account. Working note 1. Advance to be adjusted 12,50,000. Third, equity share allotment account debit. Now we are going to call for 5 lakh shares into. Now we are going to call rupees 10 plus 2, 12 rupees. Debit 60 lakhs to equity share capital account. 5 lakh shares into rupees 2 per share, which is the face value, 10 lakhs, and to securities premium account, 5 lakh shares into rupees 10, 15 lakhs. Bank account working note 2, debit 47 lakh 50,000 to equity share allotment account, 47 lakh 50,000. Fifth, now 47 lakh 50,000 we got from working note number 2, this one. Fifth, we call the first and the final call equity share first and final call account. 5 lakh shares into rupees 3, 15 lakhs to equity share capital account. 5 lakh shares into rupees 3 face value. Capital always with the face value. No calls in arrears, nothing doing. So sixth one, bank account debit 15 lakhs to equity share first and final call account. Total 2,62,50,000. Double underline, it's the final total. Go through the sum, go through this working, see if you have any doubts. Now we are going to study a different method of recording the amount received on application, allotment and calls. So what we are going to do in this method is we are going to open share application and allotment account. So combined account we are going to make, which is share application and allotment account. So in this case, we are going to combine application as well as allotment entries and treat this in a different way. So now first entry, when you receive on receipt of share application amount. Now, as you know, now we are going to have a combined account, application and allotment. So on receipt of application, we write the entry, bank account debit, change the color, to equity share application, I'm writing in short right now, and allotment account. Now, what will come over here? Number of shares applied into application per share. So over here, number of shares applied into only application. Although we are combining application and allotment together, but right now we are going to receive from our shareholder only application amount. So application per share. Now second, on transfer, to capital and allotment money due. Now, as you can see here, we are combining two entries. One is the second entry, share application to capital, and then the third entry, allotment to capital. Allotment to capital. So we are going to combine here both the entries. So on transfer to capital and allotment money due. Now this is the most important entry over here. It's a typical entry. So please pay attention to it. Now in this case, सबसे पहले equity share application and allotment account debit to share capital account. Now over here it will be number of shares allotted, यानी जितने हमने shares allot किए into in the bracket application plus allotment per share, यानी हम दोनों को कंबाइन कर देते हैं एप्लीकेशन पर शेयर एंड अलॉटमेंट पर शेयर और इसको मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं विद नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स अलॉटेड और नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स which we are going to issue. What about in case of excess application? In that case, what we need to see is over here we are going to treat refund separately. So that will be for number 3. So third one on refund of rejected application. Now the entry is very simple. Bank account debit, equity share, application, and allotment account debit to bank account. That is number of shares rejected into application per share. So here we are using only application. Over here we are using only application, but here it is application per allotment. So this second one, it's a typical entry which you have to remember, and there is no refund in that entry. Now fourth, on receipt of allotment money. अब यहाँ पे ध्यान दो, कंफ्यूज मत हो जाना. यहाँ पे जो इक्विटी शेयर एप्लीकेशन एंड अलॉटमेंट अकाउंट जो है, उसके अंदर एप्लीकेशन प्लस अलॉटमेंट ड्यू is what we are asking from our shareholders. Now they are giving us the money, so we write the entry for that. Bank account debit to equity share application and allotment account. That is amount received on allotment. Now what you have to do at the end? At the end of the sum, you have to check whether equity share application and allotment account is squared up or not. If it is squared up, then there is no issue. Everything is perfectly fine. Okay, so please write the entries and then let's proceed for the sum. Now we are going to do illustration 18. The authorized capital of Sanjay Limited of Patan is 1,60,000 shares of rupees 5 each. So here face value is of rupees 5. On April 3rd, 2017, company issued 1,20,000 shares at a premium of 200. Premium is 200, so plus 200 per share to public. Amount payable per share was as follows. On application 2 including premium, so 2 plus 100. On allotment 3 including premium, so 3 plus 100. As on May 1st, 2017. Up to April 5th, 2017, company received application for 1,84,000 shares from public. From these applications, 4,000 shares were rejected, and on balance share application 1,20,000 shares were allotted. यानी here again pro rata का concept है. All called up amount were received in proper time. Company maintains combined combo share application and allotment account. So this will be given in the question that you have to make a combined share application and allotment account. Now journalize the above mentioned transaction. So first, let's do the working. Okay. So on application, face value is 2, premium is 100. On allotment, face value is 3, premium again is 100, face value total 5, premium 200, total 205. Application were received for 1,84,000 shares. Issued shares 1,20,000 shares. So refund or shares adjusted in allotment is 64,000. So refund is directly of 4,000 shares, which is given in the question. Now let's do the working note for pro rata allotment. So amount received on application. How many shares? 1,84,000 shares. Into rupees, at the time of application 102. So into 102. So 1,87,68,000 less reject applications. So 4,000 shares were rejected at the rate rupees 102. 4,08,000 less application to be adjusted on issued shares. It comes to, we can issue maximum 1,20,000 shares into rupees 102. So 1,22,40,000. So remaining amount to be adjusted in allotment. So 61,20,000 is to be adjusted in allotment. Now, amount due on allotment. Again, 1,20,000 shares into, it is 103. So it comes to 1,23,60,000 less already received. In advance, 61,20,000. So 62,40,000 is amount received on allotment. This will be for our fourth entry. Okay, in this method, do the working. So now let's go to the sum. In the books of Sanjay Limited. Okay, now over here we also have dates. So we'll be using date column as well. So now up to 5th April we received application for 1,80,000 shares. So 2017 April 5th, bank account debit. Now we received how much? 1,84,000 shares into rupees 102. So calculate 184 into 102. So 1 crore 87 lakh 68,000. Now to what? To equity share application and allotment account. So here we are going to use combined account application and allotment. Now what happens? Now let's get back over here. Now allotment and everything took place on May 1, 2017. So May 1, equity share application and allotment account debit. Now what we have to calculate over here? So number of shares allotted is 1,20,000 shares into 102 on application plus 103 on allotment, which is equal to 205. Close the bracket. So 1,20,000 into 205. So 2 crore 46 lakhs. To equity share capital account, because this is with the allotted or issued shares, so directly equity share capital and to securities premium. Equity share capital account 1,20,000 shares into rupees 5 per share, which is the face value. So 6 lakhs to securities premium account 1,20,000 shares into rupees 200 per share premium 2 crore 40 lakhs. Now this is a typical entry, so please be careful while you do this entry. This is 1,20,000. This is number of shares allotted or issued. Okay, it's not number of shares received as application. So 1,20,000 into 102 plus 103. Now again we go for May 1. Now we are going to refund the rejected application. So equity share application and allotment account, debit to bank account. Now what amount we are going to refund is we rejected how many shares? 4,000 shares. So 4,000 shares into rupees 102. So 4 lakh 8,000. So this entry for refund is to be done separately. Okay. So यहाँ पे हमें ये सिर्फ 1,20,000 issued shares ही लेना है. Okay. Please be careful about this. This is extremely important. Now, May 1, receipt of allotment money. So bank account, working note to debit. So let's go to working note to how much we have received on allotment, 62 lakh 40,000. To again equity share application and allotment account. Final close. Total, double underline, 5 crore 16,000. Please check. This entry is the most typical and the most important. Please be careful about this entry. Okay, now just a moment. Okay, so this sum is over here. Okay, other announcements I'll just make in a while.